Okay, so what we have gone through yesterday, okay, later when we practice, when we discuss the question, okay. So, okay, about finding the angle. So yesterday, we can't finish that, okay, but we have gone through some trigonometric identities, okay, the one highlighted here, okay, and compound angle formula. So the questions we are going to discuss later is going to apply all this formula, double angle formula, and also how we changing the product of the sine and cosine into sums of difference, okay, and also changing the sum or differences of sine and cosine into products, okay. So what we are going to go through today, we are going to apply this, okay. So now, okay, let me copy these questions to the Jamboard. We start with questions 22 first. Okay, this one asks to show. Okay, so before come to the last part of the question, ask you to show that sine 105 is equals to this. So you are required to find the angle for sine 60, sine 45, and cos 45. Okay, so these three angles is required to find by using the informations that given beginning, right? So at the beginning, okay, hold on. Okay, can students see my screen? The questions on the Jamboard? Yes or no? Yes, okay.
Yes, Miss, can see.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now let's continue. So for the informations that provided here, okay, so given cos 60 is actually equals to half, and then tangent 45 is equals to 1. So for the first one, okay, sine 60, okay, we can find by using cos 60. So how we actually using cos 60 to find? So with the cos 60, you can draw a right angle triangle, right? So let's say this is 90 degrees. So this one's 60, okay? And when we say cos 60 means adjacent divided by the hypotenuse, okay? So then we can able to find the values here will be 2 square minus 1, 3 square root of 3, right? Okay, using theorem of Pythagoras to find this side. Okay, then next from here we can find sine 60. Okay, then according to this triangle, so what is a sine 60, students?
Square root 3 over 2.
Yes, square root of 3 over 2, okay, according to the triangle. Okay, so that's how we get the answer for A. So how about B and C? So the way is the same. So, but this time we are going to use tangent 45. Okay, so for tangent 45, okay, that means if I draw the triangle, okay, so let's say this is 90 degree 45. Okay, if let's say this is 45, then this one will be 45 as well, right? Okay, that means these two should be equals length, okay, because the angles are same, right? 45, then the other one must be 45. So equals to 1, tangent is opposite divided by the adjacent. So here is 1, here is also 1. So that means here is the square root of 2, hypotenuse. Okay, then from this triangle, find sine 45 and also cos 45. Okay, so can I have the students to give me the answer? Okay, so okay, these times I want the students from bottom. Okay, Cheng Hao.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, what is sine 45?
Sine 45. 1 over square root 2.
Okay, 1 over square root of 2. Yes, correct. Okay, another students, Kai Feng, how about cos 45? Kai Feng? Kai Feng? Kai Feng, are you here? Tang Kai Feng? Okay, how about cos 45? You can unmute your mic. So according to the triangle, what is the cos 45? Kai Feng? Can you refer to the triangle and give me what is cos 45? Okay, so cos is what? Can you see the angle? You can take one of the angles here, right? So this one is a 45. So what is a cos? Cos is what? Opposite over adjacent, or opposite over the hypotenuse, or adjacent over the hypotenuse? Cos is what? Do you know how to find cos? Cos is adjacent divided by the hypotenuse, right? Okay, so the adjacent is here, hypotenuse is here. Okay, Kai Feng, is that okay? Okay, so you understand the concept here. Okay, so because you can either using this 45 degree or the others 45. So because it's the same, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so to answer the questions from students, the students say that I just use calculator. Okay, the questions require you to calculate in the cert form. So some calculator you can't able to get the cert form. Okay, but some calculator can. Okay. Yeah, someone unmute the mic. Do you have question?
Yes, ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
In B part, there is 45 is 2 times. Why, ma'am? 45 angle is 2 times. 45 angle. Yes, ma'am. It's 2 times. Why it is 2 times?
45 angle is 2 times.
Yes, ma'am. Why it is?
1 over square root of 22.
You have written 45 2 times.
I don't understand what it means by 45 2 times.
I think he's asking about the angle. In the triangle, there's 45 twice, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, why the
Yeah.
others one also 45, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you see? Okay, initially I draw the triangle based on tangent 45. So as we know, tangent 45 equals to 1. So it is actually opposite divide. 1 is actually 1 over 1, right? Okay. So it's actually opposite divided by adjacent, right? So when we draw a right angle triangle, let's say here is 90 degrees. So let's say here is 45. Okay. So, okay. Can you see a triangle? The total internal degree is actually 180. So if let's say this is 90, this is 45, how about this angle? 180 minus 90 minus 45. So what do you get? Okay, so this one is also 45. Okay, can you understand?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so can you see if let's say we have a right angle triangle, when this is 45 and the others vertex also with the angle of 45, so this angle is a same. So that means these two sides, right, the length is also the same, right? Okay, so if I refer to this angle, okay, opposite divided by adjacent, which is 1 over 1, okay, then by using theorem of Pythagoras, hypotenuse will be square root of 2. Okay, right?
Miss,
Yes.
for the answer for B and C, right?
Mm.
Can I write it as square root 2 over 2?
Square root 2 over 2.
Yeah, I times it with square root 2 over 2. I mean square root 2 over square root 2.
Square root 2 over square root 2. Sorry, wait. You multiply by square root 2 over square root 2.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you multiply by square root 2 over 2, then you get your answer as square root 2 over 2. Are you trying to say this one?
Yes, miss.
Can. Okay. So this answer is fine, is acceptable. And if let's say you convert it, you rewrite it as square root of 2 over 2, that is also correct. Okay? Both also correct.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Okay, so that's how we get the ABC. Okay. Okay, so next one is this part. You asked to show for this one. Okay, so now for this sine 105, we try to use what we have in the earlier part. Okay, we have sine 60, cos 60, we have tangent 45, sine 45, cos 45. So how we apply all this to actually show for the last part. Okay, so now for sine 105, okay, so for sine 105, can you see 105 is actually equals to 60 plus 45. So it can be sine 60 plus 45. Okay, sine 60 plus 45. 60 plus 45 is 105. Okay, so now with this sine 60 plus 45, okay, so remember, we have a formula. Okay, this one. The compound angle formula. Okay, this is for our reference. Okay. So that means sine, okay, I write it here. Okay, sine for 60 plus 45. So that means it is equals to sine 60 cos 45. Okay, so since this is a plus, right? This is a plus, so we're using the plus cos 60 sine 45. Okay, so that means now your the 60 is a A, the 45 is a B. Okay, sine 60 cos 45, cos 60 sine 45. Okay, then try to solve by substitute sine 60. This is what we get for sine 60. Okay, so sine 60 from part A, we get square root of 3 over 2. And cos 45 from here, 1 over square root 2. And then plus cos 60 from the question, which is a half. And sine 45 from here, 1 over square root of 2. Okay, so next you can simplify this. And this is your requirement. You need to show until you can get to this. Okay, so before that, let me see. Okay, so if I'm trying to simplify this one, square root of 3 over 2 square root of 2 plus 1 over 2 times square root of 2. Okay, so but according to what we have here, okay, so for this one, right? Okay. Wait, let me copy this for our reference. Okay, so this is what we want to achieve, right? Okay, when we look at here, okay, if I take out the, factorize out the 1 over 2 square root of 2, so in the bracket I have square root 3 plus 1, right? So if I rewrite it, I have 1 over 2 square root of 2, 1 plus square root of 3. So I already have, inside the bracket, I already get the same things, but how about outside of the bracket? So what I can do is I can multiply 2 by 2. Square root 2 divided by square root of 2, sorry, square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. So for the denominator, square root of 2 times square root of 2 is a 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, then for the numerator, the top, I have square root of 2. So I get exactly the one that given here. Okay, so short. Okay, is that okay, students? Is that clear so far?
Excuse me, miss, can you repeat it?
Sorry, repeat which part?
Just repeat the addition and subtraction thing.
Additional subtraction. You means here?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so please, okay, yeah, okay. You require to find sine 105, right? Okay, so for sine 105 degree is actually equals to 60 degree plus 45 degree. Okay, so for 105 degree, I write it as 60 degree plus 45. Why I choose 60 and 45? Because in the questions, in the earlier part, you required to find the sine and cos for 60 and 45. So we can apply what we have here for this part, okay, after we substitute the formula. Okay, so that's why, and then we found that 60 plus 45 is actually exactly 105. Okay, so after I write it as sine 60 plus 45, so this is a formula for the sine A plus minus B. Okay, sine A plus minus B. So if let's say I have a plus, then the formula will be sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Okay, so that means our A is actually the 60 degree, the B is actually 45 degree. So basically, you just need to substitute the A as 60 degree, the B as 45. Okay, so this is a formula. So that's why I write as a sine 60 cos 45, cos 60 sine 45. And then since we involve a plus, so according to the formula, if let's say it's a plus, then here should be plus. So that's why here is a plus. Okay, students, can you understand how I substitute the value into formula?
Yeah, all clear till now, miss.
Okay, so now clear already. Okay, then I will proceed. Okay, so I will proceed to questions 23. Okay, so let's do the questions 23A first. Okay, so let's look at questions 23A. Okay, 23A, you asked to show the one at the left is equals to the one at the right-hand side. Okay, so that means we start from the left. Okay, we start from the left. So when we start from the left-hand side, so this is the left-hand side equals to the right-hand side. So it will be easier if we're using left-hand side, start with the left-hand side. So left-hand side, we have sine x plus pi over 3 plus sine x plus 2 pi over 3. Okay, so for this sine x plus pi over 3, so we will use the formula that I mentioned just now. Okay, sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Okay, so that means right now your A is the x, your B is pi over 3. So that means This one is a A, this one is a B. So later we will also apply the same formula on sine x plus 2 pi over 3. So this is A, this is B. Huh? Okay, so look at the first part first. Okay, so sine A cos B, that means is sine x cos pi over 3. And then cos A sine B, which is plus cos x sine pi over 3. Okay, so this one is come from the first part. Okay, that's how we substitute into the formula. Okay, clear, right? Okay, so this is for the first part. Now is the second part. Okay, plus. So using the same formula, sine x cos 2 pi over 3 plus cos x sine 2 pi over 3. Okay, substitute into the formula. Huh? Okay, so now let's evaluate the value. Okay, so cos pi over 3, you can try to use your calculator. So pi over 3, 180 over 3. So it's actually cos. So it's actually cos 60, right? Okay, this one is actually 60. Pi over 3, so this one is actually 60. Cos 60 degree. Actually, just now you have the value earlier. Okay, cos 60 is 1 over 2 from question 22. Okay, so 1 over 2. So sine x 1 over 2. Okay, then cos x. Okay, how about sine pi over 3? So sine 60, so for sine 60 in the earlier part, you can get the value from the earlier part. Sine 60 is square root of 3 over 2. Square root of 3 over 2 from the previous question. Okay, so next one. Okay, so next one, sine x, then cos 2 pi over 3. So you can try to find this from the calculator. Okay, cos. Okay, students, you can using your calculator. Please take note. If you use your calculator to directly get this answer, right? Please take note, this one is in radian. Okay, so if just now you are directly using pi over 3 to calculate, this one is in radian. Okay, if you want to find using your calculator, you have to make sure you change the mode to radian. Okay, you have to make sure whether your calculator is in degree or in radian. So if let's say in radian, okay, if you find cos 2 over 3 times pi, okay, so that means it's negative half. Okay, this one is a negative half. Okay, then plus cos x sine. Okay, try to find sine. Okay, so I think this one you will get square root of 3 over 2 as well. Wait, okay, so this one is you'll get square root of 3 over 2 as well. Okay, so why I try to put the answer in the third form? Because the one that you need to show, can you see is in the third? So that's why I'm trying to put in the third. Else, when you calculate, if decimal, right, it will be 0 point something. Okay, so but I try to put it in the third form. Okay, so okay, now if let's say your calculator can't give you insert, okay, your calculator can't give you insert, okay, how you actually get to the answer of square root of 3 over 2? Okay, so let me explain a little bit. Okay, so just now we have 2 pi over 3. So 2 pi over 3, right? Okay, so it is actually equals to, if you convert it to degree, okay, so it will be equals to 120. Okay, so for 120, right? So it's here, 120. So the basic angle is what? Okay, so the here is actually 60 degree. The basic angle is 60. Okay, so the basic angle is 60. Okay, so sine 60, remember just now, sine 60, what we have here. Okay, sine 60 is actually square root of 3 over 2. Okay, square root of 3 over 2. So that means your value here is square root of 3 over 2. But whether it's a positive or negative sign, so remember for second quadrant, okay, remember all science teacher are crazy. Okay, so second quadrant, sign is positive. So that means just now the square root of 3 over 2 is positive. Okay, so that's how we get it, okay? But if let's say your calculator have a cert, can get the cert, then will be much more easier. Okay, now let's simplify this one. Okay, so we have, okay, sine, half sine x plus square root of 3 over 2 cos x. So here you have minus half sine x plus square root of 3 over 2 cos x. So this one minus this one, so 0. Then you have square root of 3 over 2 cos x plus this one. So you will get square root of 3. Okay? So do I get the same answer? Yes. Okay, Sean. Okay, any question? Okay, yes. So, yep, okay. What is mentioned? Okay, in calculator, cos pi over 3 shows the answer 0.998. Cos pi over 3. Oh, okay. Is it your calculator in Muhammad Saad? Is it your calculator is in radian? Is it your calculator is in radian? I think maybe your calculator is in degree. So now in radian, so when you change it to radian, can you get back? Can you get 0.5? Sorry, if let's say cos pi over 3 will be 0.5, 1 over 2. If let's say sine, okay. So if let's say sine, right, sine pi over 3, right, you will get 0.866. Okay, so you will get 0.866. So 0.866 actually is square root of 3 over 2. But as I say, some calculator can give you insert. But for example, my calculator can't get insert. Okay, but as I say, pi over 3 is actually 60 degree. So you want to get the answer from cert, you can get the sine 60, cos 60 from the earlier question, 22. Okay? Is there any other question? So if no, then I will proceed to part B.
Miss, I'd like to ask, was that the only way to solve that question just now?
Only way. You mean by using the formula?
What if I use yeah, let me check.
Okay, for what you have learned, I think this should be the way, okay, for what you have learned so far, okay? So, of course, sometimes I can't able to say this must be the only way because now a lot of things we can Google, okay? So when you Google, it may have some others optional way. So it's hard for me to answer as is this the only way? But for what you have learned so far, I think this way should be the way that is easier for you to understand and easier to do. Okay?
Yeah, I meant from what we have learned. Because I tried to change it to the sin cos, I couldn't get the answer.
So you try from right hand side, is it?
No, I tried to change the left-hand side
Sine.
to the sine and cos. Because there's the other rules I think I saw on the slides where there's sine.
Identities.
Yeah, I think it's that. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So, okay, for my, I think here, because when we apply this formula, right, then can you see what we have at the right hand side? Sometimes what we have in the right hand side is actually guide us how to solve it also. So you can see here we have x only, okay, and we know that we can evaluate sine or cos of pi over 3 or 2 pi over 3. So when we apply this formula, right, we will get cos pi over 3, sine pi over 3. So we can actually evaluate the value of cos pi over 3, sine pi over 3, and we can able to simplify it further. Okay, so sometimes the answer also gives us some reference on how what we expect from the answers and what formula we should use. Okay. Then let's continue with the next question. Okay, so next questions, you can use the same things as well, right? Okay. Okay, so again, for this question, we can use the same formula, okay? So look at the first one. Okay, so this is a plus, right? Okay, this is a plus, so we're using the formula for plus. So what we're going to have here, okay, so which is from the left hand side, okay, sine, okay, sorry. Okay, so sine x plus pi over 4 minus sine x minus 3 pi over 4. Okay, so if we start from the first part, okay, apply the formula, so we get sine A cos B, that means sine x cos pi over 4. So if let's say this is a plus, so this is also plus cos x sine pi over 4. Okay, then minus, okay, so please take note the second part you have a minus. So if let's say minus, right, that means this one also take minus. Okay, so the formula also take minus. So that means sine x cos 3 pi over 4, okay, minus cos x sine 3 pi over 4. Okay, so that's how we substitute into formula. Okay, then next things we need to simplify this. Okay, so now, okay, pi over 4. Pi over 4 is actually equals to what? Okay, so pi over 4 is actually equals to can you see 1 pi is actually 1 pi radian equals to 180. So pi over 4 is actually 180 times 4, 1 over 4. Huh? Okay, so you can take 180 divided by 4, so it's actually 45 degree. Okay, so can you still remember previous part? We already have the answer for sine 45 and cos 45. Both also give you 1 over square root of 2. Okay, so now back to this one. Okay, 1 over square root of 2. Huh? Okay, sine x 1 over square root of 2 plus cos x 1 over square root of 2. Okay, so this is what you get here. Okay, so okay, how about this part? 3 over 4 pi. Okay, 3 over 4 pi is equals to what? Okay, if you convert it into you follow the formula. Huh? Okay, 3 over 4 times 180 is actually 135. Okay, so that means the basic angle is 45, right? Okay, so as I say just now, cos 45 or sine 45, the value are both 1 over square root of 2 or square root of 2 or 2 over square root of 2. Okay, square root of 2 over 2, sorry. Okay, so either one of the answer. Okay, so now this is all science teacher are crazy. So if let's say come to the sine, it will positive. But if let's say come to cos, then will be negative. So sine x, then this one is negative 1 over square root of 2. Okay, then this one cos x, sine. Sine will be positive. And let's simplify this. So this one minus minus plus. Minus minus plus. Okay, so for this one, 1 over square root of 2 plus 1 over square root of 2 sine x, it will give you 2 over square root of 2 sine x. Then for 1 over square root of 2 for cos x, then will be 2 over square root of 2 cos x. Okay, so what is required? Okay, square root of 2 sine x cos x. Okay, so now this is a common, we factorize out the common value. And can you see outside of the bracket, the one that we need to show is a square root of 2. Okay, so what can we do? We can actually multiply this by square root of 2 over square root of 2. Okay, so square root of 2 times square root of 2, so you get 2. At the top, you have 2 square root of 2. Then can you see, you can cancel this one? So your answer square root of 2 sine x plus cos x, then short. Okay, so is that okay? Any questions so far?
Excuse me, miss.
Oh.
I just have a question, which is how do we get the from 3 pi over 4 become minus 1 over 2?
3 by which part?
Can you scroll down a bit?
Oh,
It's here, miss, in the second sign.
the second line. 1 over
Like,
square.
not this, not this. This the other one.
Last line.
Yeah, no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in the fifth line, in the first line. Okay, first line.
First line here, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
okay. So how we get 1 over square root of 2?
Not for this, miss. I get this, but the other one, yeah.
This one, negative 1
Yeah.
over square root of 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So can you see this is come from here, right? Okay. Cos 135. Okay, so that means 4 into 135 is in second quadrant. So remember, all science teacher are crazy. Okay, so sign is only sign when come to second quadrant, only sign is positive. So that means when come to cos, cos is negative. So that's why there's a negative sign. Do you get it? Last week we learned about the 4 quadrant.
Yeah, miss.
O, S, T, C. Okay, so 135 degree is fall into second quadrant. Second quadrant sign is positive only, the rest is negative. So cos will be negative. Then when come to sine, sine is positive. Is that clear?
Okay, miss. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, so we have done 22, 23. Now come to 25, 26. Okay, 25, 26 is slightly easier. So, okay, let's look at this one. Okay, this part I may want you to contribute your solution. Okay, so express it as a product. Okay, we learned this from the slide. So if I start from the questions A, sine 3x plus sine x. Can you see this is actually a sum? So you need to express it as a product. Okay, and previously we have, this one. Okay, so for what we have just now is a sine plus sine. That means I should use the one with sine plus sine. So I can use these to actually solve. Okay, so that means according to the formula, okay, so that means this one can be alpha, this one can be beta, okay, then 2 sine, then alpha plus beta, that means 3x plus x over 2, then product with cos 3x minus x, because alpha minus beta, 3x minus x over 2. Okay, so I demonstrate one for you, then the rest I want you to show it to me. Okay, 2 sine, then 4x over 2, so it's a 2x. Then 3x minus x is 2x divided by 2, so it's an x. So 2 sine 2x, then cos x. Okay, 2 sine 2x and cos x. Okay. Okay, so you can express as a product. Okay, you already express it as a product. So the rest is also the same. Okay, so have you done the rest? Okay, for part B. Can I have students to okay. So for this question, is involved, okay. So for these questions, right? can you see we have a half, right? Half multiplied with sine 9 theta minus sine 7 theta. Okay, so we have formula to evaluate this part, right? So if you refer to this, we have a second one, sine alpha minus sine beta. So we're using this one, the subtraction. Okay, so that means what should I do? For inside the bracket, we measure using this one, right? Okay, so that means the 9 theta is a alpha, then 7 theta is a beta, right? Try to substitute into the formula, right? So that means that is 2 cos, then 9 theta plus 7 theta divided by 2 sine, then 9 theta minus 7 theta divided by 2. So 9 plus 7, 16 over 2, 8 theta. 9 minus 7, 2 theta over 2, so sine theta. Oh, sorry. Okay, then we can cancel the 2. So our answer is cos 8 theta sine theta. Okay, so this is a product of the cos and sine. Okay, you asked to express as a product. Okay, so is that okay? Is that clear?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so for C and D, I want, okay, if you haven't done the questions, can you please do it now? Have a short break. Okay, normally I will give a short break. Just now, what time we start our class? 3:15. Oh, 4:15 already. Oh, you are very punctual for asking for the break. Huh? Okay, initially I thought I want to finish this question. Okay, it's okay. Guys, I want you to give me the solution for C and D later. Huh? Okay, I want you to give me the answer or the solution later. Okay, Ken, we can have a break right now, 10 minutes break. Okay?
Miss,
Yes?
for B, right? I didn't use the formula, but I used simultaneous, and I got the
What?
answer.
How
Yeah.
to use simultaneous to get the answer?
I'll just send you a picture.
Oh, okay, Ken. I will check it out after the break. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Miss.
Yes.
I want to clarify 23A can.
23A.
Yeah.
Okay, the earlier question, is it?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Wait, let me clarify students' questions first. 23A. Yeah, this one.
You get the square root 3 cos x is from the square root 3 over 2 cos x plus square root 3 over 2 cos x, right?
You are trying to say square root of 3 over 2. How you get square root of 3 over 2, is it?
I'm trying to ask how you get square root 3 cos x straight away.
Square root 3 cos x. You mean this part?
Yeah. I mean the answer. How you like?
Oh, how to get square root of 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand already. Okay. So can you see I'm taking this one plus this one? Okay. So square root of 3 over 2 plus square root of 3 over 2, okay, is actually equals to 2 square root of 3 over 2. Okay. So when you cancel the 2, you get square root of 3. Okay, it's like when you take 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2, what you get? 2 over 2. Same concept. Okay, so you imagine you still have a cos x, right? Your cos x is something like the x. Okay, so this one plus this one. Okay, or in another way, okay, can you see these two are the same things? Okay, these two are the same thing. So when you add it up, it's actually equals to multiply by 2. So when multiply by 2, you cancel the 2, square root of 3 cos x. Okay, we can have different way to explain it. Is that okay?
Oh, okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions before I give the break? Okay, then I will give you a short break, 10 minutes break. Okay. Okay, see you after 10 minutes. Students, let's continue. So let me take the attendance. Okay, take your attendance. Three absent. How many here? 14. Okay, I know David is not here. Ilalam?
Sorry, miss, I didn't take it. I'm here.
Okay. Yep. Samuel? Samuel is here, right? Samuel, are you coming back already?
Yes, miss. Wait, my phone is a bit slow. Can you help me take it?
Okay, no problem. Okay. Then let us continue. Okay. So this one already done. So can I have another two students to show me the solution for C and D? Okay. Or if you can give me the final answer. Okay, questions 25. Okay. Okay, Sutesh, the way that you use will be different. So is it you're using the way that you mentioned for other question as well?
Just for B and D.
B and D, okay.
Yeah, B.
But C, you just using the formula to
Yeah.
convert, right? Okay, so can you show me the solution for C? Snap the photo. I will comment about your works later. Okay, after the class.
So send C, is it?
Yeah, C, yes.
Okay.
Okay, for number 8, Samuel, can you send the solution for D?
Okay, miss.
Okay, 25D, yeah? So students, for question C, right, we involve cos plus cos. Okay, so you can use the formula for the third one. Okay, so this is the one you can use for the third question. C, sorry, C. Okay, so we have a solution from Sutej and Samuel are coming. Okay, so this one from Sutej. Okay, so this is a solution from Sutej. Okay, basically, as I say, you applied this formula, right? Okay, so just very straightforward. So applying the formula, that means the 5t and 3t are alpha and beta. So 5t plus 3t over 2, 5t minus 3t over 2. So will be 80 over 2, 40. 2t over 2 is t. So 2 cos 4t cos t. Okay, yep, correct. This is your answer for question C. Okay, 2 cos 4t cos t. Okay, okay, so next one is for D. Okay, questions for D. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this is a solution for D. And for D, we are applying, because it's involved cos minus cos. So that means we use the last formula. Okay, using the last formula. So basically, you just substitute this part by using the formula. Okay, so using this formula, then you have minus 2 sine 5t plus t over 2, then 5t minus t over 2. So 5t plus t, 6t over 2, 3t, then 5t minus t, 4t over 2, 2t. So cancel the negative 2 and 8, negative 4. Negative 4. So something not right here, right? It's supposed to be negative 1 over 4. Okay, Samuel? Negative 1 over 4. Okay? Okay, so please take note, should be negative 1 over 4. Okay, so this question done. Then we move on to next question. Okay, so next one is opposite. You have a product of the sine and cos, then you have to express it as sum and difference. Okay, so by looking at the first one, okay, so this one is very straightforward. So sine 7t cos 2t. So since this is involved the product of sine and cos, so if you refer to here, product of sine and cos, which is the first one, okay, so you can use this one to put it as a sum or difference, right? Okay, so according to this formula, okay, that means the 7t is an alpha, 2t is a beta, right? So if you use the formula, it will be equals to half, then sine 7t plus 2t, then plus sine 7t minus 2t. So sine 90 plus sine 5t. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, or you can bring in the half. Okay, that's how we find the answer. Okay, so this one should be quite simple, right? Okay, B should be almost the same, okay? But I would like to discuss one more question for C. Yeah? Okay, so for C, okay, 2 sine 7t sine 3t. Okay, so what you need to do, you just need to substitute this part using the formula, right? Okay, so it's involved the product of the sine and sine. So you're using the last formula. Okay, so using this formula, okay, so remain the 2, okay, then the rest, okay, this one is alpha, this one is beta, okay, then half, okay, cos alpha minus beta, that means 7t minus 3t, okay, minus cos alpha plus beta, which is 7t plus 3t, okay? Okay, then the 2 can be cancelling down. Okay, so after simplified, cos 7t minus 3t is cos 4t, right? Okay, then minus cos 10t. Okay, cos 4t minus cos 10t. Okay, so that's how we get the answer for C, A and C. Huh? Okay, I would like to have a solution from 2 students from B and D. Okay, then we'll continue with the lecture. Okay. Okay, Ziyi, can I have the answer for 26B? And for D, Saad? Okay, Ziyi, Saad for D?
Ma'am, I'm doing it, but I'm facing a little bit confusion. So,
Okay, you haven't doing it, right? Okay, it's okay.
I'm
Uh,
facing tricky. You know, ask someone, ma'am.
okay, it's okay. You haven't doing it. Then maybe you just okay. I still can get some things from you. I want to get some feedback from you as well. While waiting for Ziyi solution, so okay, this one involve the cos. So we just need to substitute this part. Okay, so when we involve the cos multiply with cos, we're using the third formula. Okay, Saad, I still need your feedback. Okay, on this question. Okay, doesn't matter if you haven't finished, but you have to finish this later. Okay, so by referring to the formula, that means the 3 theta is alpha and the theta is beta. Okay, so Saad, I think you can answer these questions even though you haven't do it. Okay, so right, how I'm going to plug in the alpha as a 3 theta, beta as theta into this formula? Can you tell me? Half then what? Can you tell me?
Cos 3 theta plus theta.
Okay.
Close plus cos 3 theta minus theta.
Okay, so that means you are you have your understanding on the formula. Okay, I just want to know. Okay, so yep, thank you. Okay, but you have to get it done later, Saad.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so we can cancel the 4 and the 2. So we have a 2. Okay, then it is equals to 2. Okay, then cos 4 theta, then plus cos 2 theta. Okay, then next is a solution from Ziyi. Okay, for questions B. Yeah? Okay, this is the answer for D. So now is for B. Okay. Oh, we should put the formula also, right? Easy for me. Okay, so for B is cos 8x sine 2x. So it's involved the product of the cos and sine. So this is a formula that you should use. Okay. So it's just substitute the alpha as 8x, beta as 2x. So we have half sine 8x plus 2x minus sine 8x minus 2x. So we have half sine 10x minus sine 6x. Yes, correct. Okay. So you may not see clear. So this is 6x. This is 10x. Okay, check your answer. Okay. Okay, so is that okay? Is that clear so far?
Yeah, clear, miss.
Okay, thanks for the feedback. Okay, any other question? Yes, okay, Ilalam also say yes. Okay, so we settled the tutorial question. Then remember yesterday I haven't done another 2 questions. This one and this one. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look with this question. Okay. For these questions, we have 6 cos square theta, 5 cos theta minus 6. So the one that you need to solve is here. Okay. So like the earlier questions that we discussed, and you have to take note, the theta is actually lie from 0 to 360. Okay, you need to take note on this one. Okay, then you just need to factorize this as usual. Okay, as I say, if can't factorize, you use a quadratic formula. Okay, so if we factorize this, okay, to factorize this is something like factorizing 6x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals to 0. Okay, it's something like factorizing this. Okay, so when we factorize it, we get 3 cos theta minus 2. Okay, 3 cos theta minus 2 times 2 cos theta plus 3 and equals to 0. So we solve for 3 cos theta minus 2 equals to 0. And we will get cos theta equals to 2 over 3. Okay, so I think you can understand this one. Okay, then the second bracket, 2 cos theta plus 3 equals to 0. So when we solve it, is a cos theta equals to negative 3 over 2. Okay, or negative 1.5. It's the same thing. Okay, okay, so now how we actually solve this value? Okay, so, okay, so let's start with cos theta equals to 2 over 3. Right? Okay. So when we find cos, add cos of 2 over 3, so what do we get? Okay. We calculate our answer in degree. So make sure your calculator is in degree. Okay, so you get 48.19. Okay, 48.19. Okay, so now, since this is positive, right, cos positive. Okay, remember all second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, science teacher are crazy. Okay, So cos is positive in the first and fourth quadrant. Okay, so first and fourth quadrant. So you need to know which quadrant, huh? Okay, first and fourth quadrant. Okay, so now if we refer to first and fourth quadrant, so this is the angle for 48.19. The basic angles 48.19. So in the first and the fourth quadrant. Okay, so when it is in the first quadrant, that means it's 48.19 because we always measure from the positive x-axis. Okay, so for the first quadrant is 48.19. Okay, so theta equals to 48.19 for the first quadrant. Then for the fourth quadrant, okay, for the fourth quadrant, if you measure from the positive x-axis until the fourth quadrant, that means you have to take 360 degree minus 48.19. Okay, so 360 minus 48.19, you get 311.81. Okay, so you have two answers here, 48.19 degree and 311.81. Okay, so but the answer here is given in minute. Okay, so this is our two answers. Okay, so already done for the first bracket. So this bracket, we get the answer. Then for second bracket, 2 cos theta plus 3, right? So as I say just now, cos theta is actually equals to -3/2. Okay, can you see if you try to find cos -3/2, what happened? Your calculator, can you able to get answer? Okay, yes. So your calculator will show you math error. So why this one you cannot find the answer? Okay. At cos you cannot find the answer because for cos theta, right, the range is actually from -1 to 1. Okay, -1 to 1. Basically, what you have here is -3/2 is already outside of the range. Okay, so that means it's not possible to have a cos theta equals to -3/2. So that's why when you calculate using your calculator, you get math error. Okay, so you can't able to get this answer. Huh? Okay, so okay, so that means there's no solution. Okay, so that means for this one, there's no solution. Huh? Okay, no solution. So for this one, no solution, you just ignore it. Okay, that means for this question, you have only two answers for the theta, which is 48.19 and 311.81. Okay, can you understand?
Yeah, I can understand.
Okay. Okay, then let's move on to next question. Okay, next question, we need to solve, okay, by using the trigonometric identities. Okay, so can you see for the next question, we have 3 cosecant square theta minus 5 equals to 4 cotangent theta. So we can't factorize this because we have a cosecant, we have cotangent, right? So we should have everything is the same trigonometric. So if let's say cosecant should be the whole, the rest of the term also in cosecant. If let's say cotangent, it should be cotangent for both, okay? So which one, how we are going to solve this, okay? What we can do is we can replace the cosecant square. So why I replace cosecant square but not cotangent? Because we have identities about cosecant square. Okay, so if you refer to the earlier part, okay, when come to the identities, Can you see we have 1 plus cotangent square A equals to cosecant square A? This one. Okay, so we have identities which is involved cosecant square. We don't have an identity for cotangent theta. Okay, we have an identity for cosecant square. So cosecant square is actually 1 plus cotangent square. So we replace the cosecant square as 1 plus cotangent square. So 3 times 3 times cotangent square theta plus 1, okay, from the identities. Then minus 5 equals to 4 cotangent theta, okay. Then we want to solve this equation, right? So we need to shift the 4 cotangent theta to the left so that the right-hand side is a 0. So when right-hand side is a 0, and what we have at the left-hand side, we can factorize it. Okay, but for this equation, we can't able to factorize. Okay, we can't able to factorize. Then we have to use the quadratic formula. So this is a quadratic formula. So for your recap, quadratic formula is actually x equals to negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is a quadratic formula. Okay, so for quadratic formula, this is a is 3, b is negative 4, and c is negative 2. Okay, so you substitute b as negative 4. Okay, so this one negative 4, and then a as a 3, c as negative 2. Okay, then a is 3, then you try to calculate this value. Okay, so when we calculate this value, we have 4 plus minus square root of 40 over 6. Okay, so we have 2 possible answers, right? One is a plus, one is a minus. So we can manage to get this answer or this answer. Okay, so this or this answer. Okay, so let's calculate the first one, 10.3246 over 6. So you should get 1.7208. So the first one is 1.7208, okay, which is already calculated here. So the second one is this one. This is the answer. Okay, so now, okay, how we solve this? Okay, so let's say I start with the first one, okay? Cotangent theta equals to 1.7208. Okay, cotangent theta equals to 1.7208. Okay, so can you see this is positive, right? Okay. So if we have a cotangent, we should refer to tangent, because cotangent is actually equals to 1 over tangent. So we should refer to the tangent, right? Okay, we should refer to the tangent. So tangent is positive in the first and third quadrant, right? First and third quadrant. So for cotangent, which is a positive, means it's in the first and third quadrant. Okay, first and third quadrant. Okay, first and third quadrant. Okay, first we try to find the arc cotangent of 1.7208. Okay, remember how we actually find the arc cotangent. Your calculator cannot find arc cotangent, but we can find arc tangent of 1 over 1.7208. Okay, because cotangent is equal to 1 over tangent, so is arc tangent of 1 over 1.7208. Okay, so what is the answers that you get for arc tangent 1 over 1.7208? Okay, right? Okay, so let's calculate. Okay, so you should get 30.16 degree. Okay, 30.16 degree. And the answers given here is in minute. 30.16. Yes, okay. Cheng Hao give 30.16. Okay, so since this is in the first and the third quadrant, so okay, first quadrant 30.16. Third quadrant, then here is 30.16. Okay, so for the first quadrant, so that means the theta is actually equals to, first quadrant will be 30.16. Then third quadrant will require you to take 180 plus, because it's from here to here, so you should take 180 degree plus 30.16. Okay, so which is 210.16, yes. Okay, so theta is 30.16, then 210.16 degree. Okay, so this one is come from cotangent theta equals to 1.7208. Okay, then we have another value to solve, which is this one. Okay, so the other one is cotangent theta equals to negative 0.3874. Okay, so first we find the basic angle. I know this is negative. So negative of the cotangent, which is referring to tangent, negative is happened in second and fourth quadrant. Okay, second and fourth quadrant. Okay, so but when we find the arc cotangent for the value, I don't take the negative sign. So I try to find arc cotangent of 0.3874, which is equals to arc tangent of 1 over 0.3874. So what is the values for arc tangent? 1 over 0.3874. What do you get? 68.82, yes. Okay, 68.82 degree. Okay, so now you can start to find the theta. Okay, now second and fourth quadrant. Okay, second quadrant is here. This is 68.82. Then fourth quadrant is here. 68.82. Okay, so second quadrant, that means we measure from here. So that means we should take 180 degree minus 68.82. Then how about the fourth quadrant? So fourth quadrant is from here to here. Okay, so that means you should take 360 degree minus 68.82. Okay, so 180 minus 68.82, so we have 111.18. Okay, and for the second one, 360 minus 68.82, so 291.18. Okay, so I see the same answer from students as well. Okay, then that means for these questions, we have 4 answers. Then for the final answer, you should list out all of them, 30.16 degree. If we arrange according to the value, so next one will be 111.18, then 210.16, and the last is 291.18. Okay, so we have 4 answers here. Okay, so that's how we find the angle. Okay, so is there any questions here? Any question? No question, huh? Okay, so okay, that means to find the angles, this part already done. We still have 10 more minutes. Huh? Okay, so then let me continue for, oh, maybe we can finish it. Okay. Okay, so to find the angles part is already done. Next part is regarding the identities, okay? So how we actually applied the trigonometric identities to prove some of the equations for trigonometry, okay? So now, if I refer to this question, okay? Okay, first one, huh? Okay, for these questions, we need to prove sine square theta cotangent theta secant theta equals to sine theta. So when we want to prove the left-hand side equals to right-hand side, okay, this one left-hand side equals to the right-hand side. So right-hand side only sine theta. So it's very hard for us to prove sine theta equals to sine, the right-hand side equals to the left-hand side. So it will be easier if we start from the left-hand side. So when we start from the left-hand side, this is what we have, right? Sine square theta cotangent theta secant theta. Okay, so first thing, okay, we try to replace the substitute. What is the cotangent? What is the secant theta? Okay, what is the ratio? So cotangent is actually 1 over tangent, right? Okay, and as we know, tangent theta is actually, tangent equals to sine over cos, right? So for cotangent theta, then will be the cos theta over sine theta. Okay, so you substitute cos over sine for cotangent, and second is 1 over cos. Okay, then whichever can simplify, you just simplify, you cancelling down. So we can cancel cos theta, and we can cancel this sine theta. And so at the end, after simplified, we only have sine theta. So we can able to show that it is equal to sine theta, which is equal to the right-hand side. Okay, so as I say, first, if let's say you have a cotangent, second, so we try to substitute with the ratio first. Okay, okay, next one. Okay, so for the next questions, we have the left-hand side equals to 1. Of course, we will start from the left-hand side. Okay, so for the left-hand side, we have tangent x plus secant x, then secant x times 1 plus tangent x over secant x. So let's substitute the ratio. Okay, for tangent x, right, is equals to sine x over cos x. Okay, then for secant x is 1 over cos. Okay, then for this secant x, we substitute as 1 over cos. And then for this secant x, we substitute as 1 over cos. And tangent, we substitute as sine x over cos x. So we substitute everything with the ratio. Then we try to simplify it. Okay, so let's look at the one at the top. Okay, so since both the bottom is cos x, so we can write as sine x plus 1 over cos x. Okay, then for the one at the bottom, right, we can cancel the cos x. Okay, so that means we have 1 plus sine x. Okay, 1 plus sine x. And for the top, we have sine x plus 1 over cos x, still the same, right? Okay, so what is the next? So the next thing is, okay, the one at the top, this one is actually here. Okay, this is the one from the top. So the one at the bottom, okay, if we take 1 over cos x times 1 plus sine x, so that means the bottom, okay, so the bottom we have 1 plus sine x over cos x. So this is the one at the bottom. So when we take the top divided by the bottom, is also equals to cos x over 1 plus sine x. Okay, just now when division is 1 plus sine x over cos, so when we multiply, it will become cos x over 1 plus sine x. Okay, then you can see this part can be cancelling down. So this one can be cancelled as well. So it's equals to 1. So we can just get the answer by cancelling, okay, the common part. Okay, can you understand for this question? Is that clear?
Miss, I just wanted to ask, Is it possible to like skip the middle working? Just change tan x over sec x to sin x.
Which part? You
So
change
in
what?
tan x over sec x at the first one, the original one, you just change it to sin x. So the 1 plus tan x over sec x, is it possible to just write the next working as underneath there as 1 plus sin x?
Okay,
Means you skip the middle, second and third working.
Okay, so you say first step remain, is it?
Yeah.
This one remain.
Yes. Then you as you expand the rest, you just change the 1 plus.
So you are trying to say that you don't go to the second step. You just start from here, is it? First step.
Yeah. Then go to the fourth one.
Then go to the fourth step.
Yeah, means you just use the tan x over sec x to sin x.
Why tan x equals to sin x?
No, tan x over sec x becomes sin x.
Oh, okay. So how you get sin x? You also come from sin x over cos x, then divided by cos x, right?
I'm asking in exam, must you show like all the second and third working? Is it necessary?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's necessary. Okay, I will say that second step is a must. This second step, step 2 is a must. Okay, then for third step, okay, certain part we can actually skip. Okay, certain part we can actually skip. Okay, maybe this part you can skip. Okay, because from step 2, right? Okay, from step 2, if you go to, okay, so this is, let's say I put as number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay, so from step 2, you go to fourth step, okay. Okay, it's fine. Okay, but you skip the second step cannot, because this is a very important part. We want to know how whether students understand what is a tangent x. Okay, tangent x is equal to sin x over cos x. Okay, so for this part, okay, how you get to the sin x? Okay, so because of you know tangent x is sin x over cos x, second x is 1 over cos x. So this one is important. Okay, get it, students? Who is asking? Okay, yep, okay. So not all steps can skip, but some important steps cannot skip, okay? Okay, we have, okay, one more question. Okay, prove that 1 plus cotangent theta over 1 plus tangent theta equals to cotangent theta. Okay, so 1 plus cotangent theta, we start from the left-hand side, okay? 1 plus cotangent over 1 plus tangent. So cotangent is actually cos over sine. Tangent is sine over cos. Okay, then we write it as a common denominator. So for the one at the top, we have sine theta plus cos theta over sine theta. So you understand how we get sine theta here? In order to have a common denominator, so this one I multiply by sine theta over sine theta, right? So that I can have a common denominator, okay? Then the bottom is also the same. So this one, in order to have a common denominator of cos theta, so I multiply cos theta over cos theta. So I have cos theta plus sine theta over cos theta. Okay, then for the top, this is the top. Okay, this is the top. And then the bottom, when we, here is division, right? So when we multiply, it becomes cos theta over cos theta plus sine theta. Okay, then whichever we can cancelling down, we cancel. So this one can be cancelled, it's the same. Then we have cos over sine, and cos over sine is cotangent theta. Okay, then show. Okay, so I know it's 5:15 already, but we left one last example. So let's give me another 5 minutes, students, because we have previously we have a holiday. So let me get this done. Okay. Okay, so one more question. Okay, you have a square root of 1 minus sine x over 1 plus sine x, and you need to show that it's equals to secant x minus tangent x. So again, we start from the left-hand side. Okay, so from the left-hand side, okay. we get the conjugate, okay? We get the conjugate for 1 plus sine x here. So this one is a plus. Conjugate, okay, will be with the opposite sign. So which is 1 minus sine x. So can you see what we are doing here? Okay, for this part, what we are doing here for this part. So I'm taking 1 minus sine x over 1 plus sine x. This is actually come from here. Okay, then I multiply by 1 minus sine x. Okay, why I can take this minus? Because of conjugate. So this is a plus. So here will be the minus. So at the top is also the same thing. So when the bottom and the top is the same thing, that means this one is actually equals to 1. So if we take anything times 1 is the same, right? It's the same. So that's why we can multiply by this one. Okay, so what happened when we multiply this? So when I multiply this, the bottom, I'm going to have 1 minus sine square x. So remember, so if we take x plus y, multiply with x minus y, right? So it's actually equals to x squared minus y squared. Okay, so same thing goes to this one. I have 1 minus sine square x for the bottom. And for the top, right, since both also 1 minus sine x, that means 1 minus sine x squared. Okay, so be careful. So at the top is the square of 1 minus sine x, and the bottom is 1 minus sine square x. Okay, then next, okay, so, okay, for the one at the bottom, okay, for the one at the bottom, so we use this identity. Okay, cos square x plus sine square x equals to 1. So 1 minus sine square x is equals to cos square x. So for the bottom, I can replace it as a cos square x. Okay. Then why I change it to cos square x? Because we have a square root here. Okay. We have a square root here. So when the bottom is a cos square x, with the square root, I can find the answer as cos x. And the top, because of this is a square of 1 minus sine x, with the square root, I will get 1 minus sine x. Okay, so I can evaluate the square root, okay, when that is in the square. Okay, so now, okay, so we take 1 over cos x minus sine over cos, right? So 1 over cos is actually secant x, and sine over cos is actually tangent. Okay, then I can able to show that it is equals to secant x minus tangent x. Okay, so is that okay? Any question? Okay, that means I have done, okay, this topic. Okay, so you should finish the rest of the question, which is question 21 and questions 24. For 21, it looks like just a simple one. This is to find the angle, but you will spend quite a lot of time for questions 21, students. You will spend quite a lot of time for questions 21. Okay, so practice 21 and 24. Okay, so come to the next class. I will, okay, next week, Monday, I will discuss these two questions. Okay, questions 21 and 24. And then the following week is, okay, let me think when we will do the revision. Okay, so, okay, we have some sample questions. Okay, it's okay. Let me think about it first. Okay, so that means already done the first topic. Okay, and next Monday I will discuss questions 21 and 24. So please try these questions out. Especially 21, there's a lot of the calculation. Okay, so you should know when come to mathematics, practice means perfect. You need practice. Okay. Okay. Any question before I dismiss the class today, students? No, Okay, Sutesh, I will reply your personal message later. Okay, let me have a look. Okay, so the rest of the students, if let's say no questions, then I will dismiss the class today. Okay, bye students. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Miss, actually got.
Yes.
I just
You
wanted
have
to
a
ask.
question.
Do we need to upload our solutions, or we upload after we do question 21 and 24?
Okay, so okay, I forgot to put the folder. Okay, so yeah, this week, the work for this week you need to upload. So we have class yesterday, 16 August. Okay, thanks for reminded me. Then we have also the class today. Okay, so for what we have done yesterday and today, so please upload it. Okay. So let me see.
Miss,
Yes.
the work, right, you must upload to today, like combine all the question like yesterday and today can. Yeah, just
Oh,
upload in 17 August.
okay. If that's the case, okay, maybe since I forgot to, okay, that's okay. I cancel the two folders lah. Okay. So for what you have from yesterday and today, you just upload together as one file. Is that okay?
Yeah,
So I just
okay.
delete the folder lah. Easier. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other question? Okay. Then I dismiss the class. Okay. Bye, students. See you next week.
Bye, Miss. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.
Bye.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you,
Welcome. Bye
Miss.
bye.